Hello everybody, greetings, Brian Keeler. I'm here at Electric WIlburland in downtown Newfield. It's in this beautiful Baptist church, and with me is Joanna Green, our wonderful fiddle player, and we just finished recording our first album together. It was years in the making. We had some hesitancy early on, but finally we got everybody together on it. So Joanna's been playing with a bunch of other groups, or a couple other groups, and I just heard, well, not just, a couple years ago they did their album release, all original songs, and they played at the Kitchen Theater to a sellout crowd. So why don't you tell us how you got involved with swing music, or gypsy swing?
Yeah, well, I played music as a child, and then I stopped playing my fiddle for 10 or 20 years or so, and then when I met my husband to be Arthur Godin, we started playing music again, and that was the group. So we had a duo going for years and years, even while we were raising kids, and that's the duo Little Wheel that we made that live concert and this performance. And before that, I had played with a trio of women. We were called Jasmine, and we had another name, which I forget. Patty Whitten and Jody Kessler, great musicians. I also did a bunch of jazz combos way back when the kids were little. Now, in the last 5 years, I think it was, started playing gypsy swing when I went to a jazz jam at the Mix restaurant. You remember those?
Yeah.
Before I knew you, Brian.
Yeah.
And I got up very bravely and, played some kind of jazz tune on my violin, and one of your band members came up to me afterwards and said, "Hey, would you be interested in playing with our gypsy jazz band, Zingology?" So I was like, I had listened a little bit to gypsy jazz, gypsy swing, but never really played it. So I said sure, because I was beginning to look for opportunities to play out. So I started practicing with you guys, and that was maybe 5 years ago. So.
Oh, every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven?
So you must have listened to Stefan Grappelli, the famous gypsy swing player that played with Django Reinhardt and maybe
yes.
other people too. Are there other fiddle players, violinists?
Yeah, Stefan Grappelli is like the gold standard for gypsy swing, and I listen to as many people as I can, but I don't. I'm not very systematic, or I do work with a lot of the teaching, the etudes that Jason Anick writes. He's on the faculty of Berklee School of Music, a fantastic jazz violinist, and also the DC, what's it called? The
DC Music School,
DC
Dennis
Music
Chang.
School, Dennis Chang. There's just, there's so many people doing gypsy swing these days, and there's so many people sharing etudes and transcriptions of solos, so there's great material to work from.
Joanna and I, and well, the whole band, mostly, maybe there was somebody to dig up, we went to this famous gypsy swing camp in Northampton, Mass. a couple years ago. It's called Django in June, and they have gypsy guitarists, accordionists, fiddle players, bass players from all over the world that converge there. So we went there for a whole week a couple of years ago, and that was very inspiring for all of us.
Way fun. I want to go back, but then there was the pandemic, and it cost a lot of money, and I'm hoping to go next year.
And we're playing at the Susquehanna Summer Solstice Fest. This will be our second year there, and we'll have our CD available then. So look for us there at French's Island in Pennsylvania, and we have a website, Zingology.net. And I also want to give credit to Joanna. She's been like the driving force behind this recording. I'm not sure she's the producer, but she's kind of arranged Taskmaster. Yeah, and arranged a lot of the songs and kept us on track. She has a great ear for rhythm and for being in tune. She always knows when I'm not playing the right chord.
And vice versa, I'm sure.
So thank you so much, Joanna.
Thank you, Brian.